Super Soul Sunday. I am so excited coming your way. Today is back to back Sunday, but I'm going to start the show with a wonderful lady. I bumped into her story on LinkedIn and I thought, no, this is something that I have to also share because I know a lot of people are sharing and my way of also giving back is sharing Tamara's story. So if you have just logged on and or joined us this afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are, I am Nana Checha, host of Nana Checha Show, and this evening I have Tamara Achampon with me. Welcome, Tamara.
Hello, thank you, Nana, for having me and hosting me.
You're welcome.
I'm really happy to have this opportunity to share.
Fantastic. So, Tamara, I know you're a student of Warwick, but tell me how your journey started from, as far as we can go.
Okay, so I grew up in South London originally with my mum and two of my younger sisters. Um,
Nana
and
Checha Show, and this evening
and at the time, I was going to school in the south of London as well. Um, and when I came to, I think, sixth form, I actually moved to Dagenham in East London. And that
Okay.
was kind of during my A levels. And I used to actually commute from Dagenham to West Croydon for 2.5 hours. But
Wow.
yeah, growing up, I'd say I come from a low income household, which is in part of my motivations for wanting to do my course, but I'll talk more about that in a moment. In that
Yes.
my mum is a single mum. I'm the second eldest of six daughters actually. Um, so I actually have four other sisters who I don't live with on my dad's side. But yeah, me and my sisters have a great relationship. So another motivation is kind of part of my journey is also to inspire them as well.
Fantastic. So, why Tamara is having a conversation with me this evening is because her story caught my eye. Says she is raising funds to fulfill her dream of going to or getting an offer in Cambridge. She's already gotten the offer, but she needs to raise £23,000 so that she can fund her masters. And I said, oh wow, a young lady, many of us when we hit a road, when there are obstacles, we give up. But Tamara decided, no, I'm not going to let anything stop me from going to Cambridge. So Tamara, you went to and then you achieved a lot in your secondary. Tell us about it.
Mhm. So yeah, secondary school was very interesting. So I mentioned briefly a moment ago that I had to travel 2.5 hours when we actually moved to Dagenham, and this was in the middle of my A levels. So it was quite a stressful time. And initially I was actually predicted three Bs. But by God's grace, I actually achieved an A star, an A, and a B. So it was actually so I decided actually after secondary school that I was going to have a year out to work just so I could earn a bit of money and save for university. And it was actually in that year out while I was working that actually I said, do you know what, I'm going to change my course and pursue psychology. That's what I wanted to study originally, but with the predicted grades, I didn't think I'd be able to enjoy that opportunity. I didn't think it would be for me. So yeah, it's been great that I was able to go to Warwick and do that. So yeah, just really blessed, honestly, that I got to experience that. But my university, my degree wasn't without its struggles. So I mentioned before, I'm from a low income household. So thankfully, I was entitled to bursaries and the maintenance loan, which helped. But I had to work not only to support myself, but also to help paying with the bills at home. And that's a reality that sadly is faced by many people from low income households in the UK.
Fantastic. So you I mean I applaud you for that. I am thankful that my daughter is going to be going to university, so I'm going
Mm,
to be joining that club and see how it is. But I am thankful that you were focused. You said you had to work, but you worked and then you still
mm.
focused and went to uni and you did very well. Tell me your experience at Warwick University.
So you said I did really well. Again, by God's grace, I managed to get a first in my final year at university, but it was a struggle. I'd say my grades, even at university, it was progressive. But I think for me, I guess not starting university on the best foot meant that I just had to work as hard as I could. So each year it was kind of, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. But I think even like my motivations to keep going was when I was actually, I think I was 14. My mum decided to go to university. And at the time, I think in her second year of university, she was actually pregnant with my younger sister.
Oh,
And she managed
wow.
to finish university with a 2-1. And I was like, that's amazing. If she can do that whilst
Wow.
pregnant and with the three of us, then she was like, come on, like, you guys can do so much more. So I think that was definitely always at the back of my mind to just keep going. But yeah, it was my third year of university that I really discovered kind of what my passions were in the area of psychology. Um, so I did a research project looking at mass achievement and mass attainment. And as I started doing this, I started looking at something what we call attainment gaps. So the differences in educational outcomes between children from low income backgrounds and those from high income backgrounds. And it's quite relevant kind of with what has all been going on with the A-level stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
Just the difficulties that children from low income backgrounds face kind of in the education system, but just also how much harder and how much more difficult it can be. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to explore at Cambridge, how we can use psychology to improve educational outcomes for children from disadvantaged or low income backgrounds, just so that, yeah, we can level the playing field and we can see more children from backgrounds like my own pursuing their dreams, their goals, and yeah, just living in purpose, really.
So what made you, I know it was Cambridge, and by the way, say huge congratulations to mom
Thank
for
you.
achieving that. Tell her I said I will come there, and if I will come to her for her to, give me some motivation if I have to go back to university. But massive congratulations to her. So why Cambridge? Tell me what happened, and then you said, okay, I'm choosing Cambridge.
So it was actually when I got my university grades. I wasn't quite sure. I knew I needed a bit of a break. So this year I've taken a year out and I've been interning at my church, which has been great. But I think
What
taking that
church do you
time
go
and
to?
space.
What
It's
church do
called
you
Life
go to?
Community Church in Leamington
Okay.
Spa. It's an Assemblies of God church.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been great to grow spiritually, but also gave me a bit of time to really think about my next steps. So I was having a conversation with my mum actually, and she was like, "You've done so well at uni. Like, I want you to just do something with that degree. Like, you need to like apply and just broaden your net as far as wide as you can throw it." So I started looking into master's courses. And actually, back when I was at secondary school, I'd considered Cambridge, but I didn't think it was an opportunity for someone like myself. So I thought, oh no, no, no. But then, yeah,
Why
when I
is
got my
that? Why
grade,
is that, Tamara? Why?
I
Why
think
is
for me,
that?
I think so. I mentioned before about my predicted grades not being as high as I'd
Mm,
hoped. But I guess I just didn't think that someone from my kind of background would be able to get into an institution like that. I think in a way I'd limited my own thinking.
okay.
And I think that's something that now I definitely wouldn't do. And I encourage anyone that's watching, like, dream
Great.
high, set your goals high,
Great.
and just
Great.
follow that. But
Fantastic.
yeah, so I definitely had to do some unlearning. But yeah, I think the course at Cambridge is one that appealed to me the most. Other courses I looked at, they only looked at psychology kind of in the early years. But I'm quite interested in the whole lifespan. So looking at how psychology and education are kind of interlinked through the whole lifespan, because learning doesn't stop once you finish school.
No.
It's a lifespan thing. So
You know,
yeah,
I
that was
learned something yesterday, no, on Friday. I learned from a very good friend who a- he's an accountant, chartered accountant. And he said, since the lockdown came, I have learned so much. And I realized that it's not when you're young that you have to study, it's when you're growing, because then it makes you get acquire more wisdom. So I like that you said education continues. So well done to the so I remember you telling me that you were in your travels when the Cambridge application. So let's tell the world what
yeah.
happened.
So I decided kind of end of August, start of September to apply. At the time, I then realized that the application opened the start, I think it was the 3rd or 4th of September, but it was actually the day or the day after I was leaving for Asia. So whilst I was in my second and third year, I decided I wanted to travel a bit, do a missions placement kind of after my studying. And so, yeah, I basically, prior to me leaving, I had to kind of email my lecturers and try and get some references. And then when I was actually in Asia traveling and do my missions placement, I had to write an essay. I had to do loads of different parts of the application, and I actually submitted it. I think at the end of November, because the deadline for scholarships is the start of December, which is why I tried to submit it so early.
Mm.
But sadly, I was unsuccessful with scholarships from the university, which is kind of why I've launched my crowdfunding campaign. Because you apply by the December deadline, but then you don't kind of hear back until end of July.
Mm.
Well, actually, if you don't hear back, it basically means you haven't received anything.
So
But
they don't tell you the reason why um you did not get the scholarship. There's no
yeah,
nothing.
no. So you just it's basically if you don't hear back from us, you've been unsuccessful.
And you can't
So
go
that's
back
kind of
and ask them, oh,
yeah. They basically
no.
say they get too many applicants, and so they don't make any notes, which is difficult for the person applying because it's like, okay, is there something I could do better? Or but I've also applied for some external ones. So we're just waiting to see. But I thought I don't want to give up on this opportunity. So yeah, a few friends of mine said, why don't you consider crowdfunding? Why don't
Mm,
you tell people your story and maybe
mm.
they'll donate? And that's what we've seen happen over the last couple of weeks. And it's been amazing to see that people have been donating and sharing my story. And I'm so, so grateful.
So thank you for everyone out there who has shared Tamara's story and donating to her. And this evening, I'm also appealing to our friends on Facebook, on all social media, that let's support this young lady, because the one thing that saddens a human being is when they do not achieve their dreams. Some are
Yeah.
afraid, but some go on and do great things. And this is a young lady. She's just 23 years old, and she's gotten this wonderful opportunity to go to the University of Cambridge. I mean, when they say Cambridge, it's the top notch. And but she has to raise 23,000 pounds. And Tamara, as of late, how much have you got?
£6,500. Well, just over. Yeah.
Okay,
So it's
so
been amazing.
if all my friends on my platform, I think I have about 5,000 friends, you know, and then our friends of friends of friends, if this
Yeah.
evening, so let's say she has to 23rd of August, which is a few um today is what, the 16th, isn't it? Today
Yeah.
is the 16th,
Yeah.
so not long to go. So let's
Yeah.
say, let's help Tamara and say, look, by the 20th of August, you will get your 23,000 pounds, so that
Amen.
the next day, the 21st, with the 23rd, she would, she will kind of relax a bit. We want to support our daughter, our cousin, our sister. You want to support her. Please, um, it's rolling. Her GoFundMe page is scrolling on the screen, and also you can follow Tamara. Tamara, your social media platform, what is it?
So on Facebook, you can follow me at Tamara Achampong. No, Tamara Valentina. And then on Instagram, Valentina.Tamara.
Okay, so Valentina.Tamara, please. I brought this wonderful lady here so that we can hear her story. You've heard it. She is a very brilliant, brilliant young lady, very forceful. She's done all this, to fulfill her dream. And it's not just for herself. She wants to support our community. She wants to graduate her master's so that she can come and support the younger generation. So it's not a bad idea at all. And that is why her story just moved me. And I said, no, I cannot just read a story on Instagram, like it, and pass by. So I shared it and I said, no, I can't stop there. I have to bring Tamara, and Tamara is sharing her story today. So if this evening you have watched, you have listened to us, please go on her GoFundMe page and donate something, and tell your friends, tell your family, tell your colleagues, tell everyone. I want to let this happen by the end of next week. Let's do it. I believe we this
Mm,
is where Black Lives Matter. This is where her life matters. This She is alive and well, and we can hear her story, and is a positive one. And she has worked her way through. She is an intelligent lady, and I know that with our support, we pray, we all pray, but after prayers, we have to action it. And in action
mm,
it is supporting her. So if you're a pastor on my platform, if you are a leader on my platform, if you're a youth leader, whatever organization is, I am pleading with you that this evening, let's support our wonderful sister Tamara Champon for her to fulfill her dream in going to the University of Cambridge. Tamara, what else do you have to tell us?
just yeah, if you have a look at my link, I've got a video on there that tells you a bit more about my story, my motivations, and exactly what I want to study, but also why it's so important to, yeah, for me to study psychology and education, to work in a space that supports children and young people, and look at how we can, yeah, just level the playing field in education. But yeah, just thank you for this opportunity, Nana. I really appreciate it.
You are so
It's been
welcome.
amazing.
You are so welcome. I am so looking for. I'll be sharing, and I'll be bagging people. I'll be using all my I'll be bagging people to support you, and I look forward to celebrating your success, and great things happening to you, for you to support others, and be a blessing to the community. I'm so thankful that you're doing this, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
So please follow Tamara. Go on her Go Find Me page and support, and follow her on social media, and please share her story. Thank you very much. And I'll be coming back to do the my 8 p.m. show. So thank you, Tamara, and God bless.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.